welcome. Well, I've been privileged to be a part of some very cool things since becoming IU's athletic director. This may be the coolest. It will be one of the most significant things we do for the future of Indiana University and for Indiana University students inside and outside the Department of Athletics. It's my honor and pleasure to announce, on behalf of Indiana University, that IU alumnus and my classmate, Mark Cuban, is making a $5 million gift to IU Athletics to create a first-of-its-kind, cutting-edge, student-focused video broadcasting and technology center. Among other things, this very generous gift will make IU Athletics the national leader in 3D broadcast and replay, virtual reality, and 3D virtual studio technologies. In fact, IU will become the first university in the country to use most of these technologies. In honor of Mark's transformative gift and his creative input, leadership, and counsel, the center will be named the Mark Cuban Center for Sports Media and Technology. While housed in existing space to be built out in the newly renovated Assembly Hall, consistent with IU Athletics' priority to be integrated with the broader university, the Cuban Center will collaborate with the new media school, IU Radio TV services, the School of Informatics, and the Advanced Visualization Lab to bring state-of-the-art media technology to athletics and peerless practical development to students all across our campus. Thank you, Mark. In July of 2007, Michael McRobbie became the 18th president of Indiana University. As president, Dr. McRobbie has refocused IU around 6 principles of excellence: an excellent education, world-class research and scholarship, an outstanding faculty, enhanced international engagement, excellence in health sciences, and in engagement. Under President McRobbie's leadership, IU has seen a major expansion in the size and quality of its student body, a large-scale academic restructuring, and the establishment of 6 new schools, a reinvigoration of the global partnerships that support the university's international academic and educational programs, and the construction or renovation of 56 major new facilities across all of our campuses with a total value of over $1.7 billion. I love my job, and a major reason why is the opportunity to work with Michael McRobbie. His vision, curiosity, integrity, ambition, and ability to get things done make him a great president. Ladies and gentlemen, President Michael McRobbie.
Thank you very much, Fred. It really is a great pleasure to be here today, especially as an old technologist, for this truly historic announcement. Drawing examples from the business world and from the performing arts and even from Indiana University basketball, the psychologist Keith Sawyer wrote in his book Group Genius that collaboration is the secret to innovation. When we collaborate, he writes, creativity unfolds across people, the sparks fly faster, and the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And we see countless examples of this every day at Indiana University of how collaboration leads to remarkable innovations. The diligent efforts of IU students, faculty, staff have over the years led to countless innovations in the world of technology, genetics, medicine, biology, chemistry, the arts and humanities, and many, many other disciplines and interdisciplinary areas. The Mark Cuban Center for Sports Media and Technology will be Indiana University's newest hub of collaboration, of creativity, and of innovation. Not only will it enormously enhance the experience of the many fans of IU athletics, it will also contribute in major ways to the education of students in a wide variety of fields to give them relevant and practical experience that can be applied to the sorts of careers that will dominate and are dominating the world of new media and of sport. As some of you know, I'm sure, we recently launched the New Media School at IU in response to the dramatic changes in the media environment that have happened over the recent years, including the emergence of entirely new platforms for content delivery and new technologies that provide audiences with unprecedented control over when, how, and where they themselves consume media. These changes require today's graduates to be fluent in a range of media competencies and tools. And that is why the Media School was formed to bring together our programs in journalism, telecommunications, film studies, and communication culture. All of this offers an integrated approach now to communications-related studies that will prepare students for the rapid change in these fields. Of course, today's announcement is also right at the heart of this media convergence. I'm very pleased that as we plan and launch the Mark Cuban Center for Sports and Media Technology, IU Athletics will closely collaborate with the academic programs and departments across the campus, including all of those, of course, that I've just mentioned in the media school, but also with many other disciplines, including game design, informatics, graphic design, and naturally, sports communication. I must say that personally, one of the first things that I did when I came here in 1997 was to establish the Advanced Visualization Lab and then install what was called the Cave Automated Visualization Environment there, one of the very first in the country. So there is a legacy of experience in virtual reality technologies and related areas at IU going back now nearly 20 years. As Fred has said, not only will the technologies in the Cuban Center be state-of-the-art, IU Athletics will become the first university in the country to use most of these technologies. IU will, for example, be the first to utilize 3D multi-camera technology, which can give spectators a view of the action from virtually any angle as it captures 360-degree video coverage of plays in high resolution as well. 3D will be installed at IU this summer and will bring one-of-a-kind replays and highlights to the video boards in Assembly Hall and in Memorial Stadium. It will also allow IU Athletics to create impressive highlight and recruiting videos that really will, in a major way, enhance our ability to recruit top student athletes, and it will allow coaches and players to analyse plays like they've never been able to do it before. Ours will also be one of the first athletics departments in the country to utilise virtual reality in a major way. IU Athletics will be the first to independently produce virtual reality video to train students to use and create virtual reality. Through the Cuban Center, IU Athletics will also be the nation's first collegiate athletics department to use the high-tech ORAD virtual studios, which professional news broadcasters, newsrooms and many others are using to achieve truly stunning 3D graphics and special effects. All of these technologies, in fact, are rapidly being adopted and implemented in professional sports and other broadcast outlets, and the Cuban Center will give Indiana University students opportunities to gain experience in their use that simply will not be available at any other university. Of course, given the fact that Mark is one of the most innovative thinkers in business and an expert on leading-edge technologies of all kinds, in fact, the Dallas Mavericks have led the way in implementing many of these technologies in the NBA, his involvement in this venture is a natural. There's probably no one better who could have been involved in this. Mark has, as all of you know, founded a number of extremely successful companies, including Broadcast.com, which was famously born out of the desire to listen to Hoosier basketball games in Texas. In fact, the first time I met Mark, I think it was in 1998, was when I visited Broadcast.com and spent a morning with Mark and some of his colleagues discussing technology. Indiana University is deeply grateful to him for his continued involvement and support of his alma mater. I have to say that he's been extremely generous with his time in support of Indiana University. I had the pleasure earlier this year of joining prospective IU students in Dallas for what was called Evenings with the Mavericks, and Mark hosted and spoke wonderfully at this, and of course he also returns often to campus to speak, most recently in conjunction with the Building Entrepreneurs in Software and Technology competition, in which he is an investor. And at that event in Dallas with prospective students, I doubt there was a single student there who will not be coming to Indiana University after Mark's most persuasive arguments for doing so. And the competition, the Building Entrepreneurs in Software and Technology competition, awards prize money to students who submit the best plans for a student-led internet software or technology business in much the same spirit as this weekend's hackathon. So, on behalf of Indiana University, I want to express our deepest gratitude to Mark for his generosity and his vision in support of what really will be a path-breaking center. All of us look forward to seeing the many ways in which the Mark Cuban Center for Sports Media and Technology will benefit Indiana University athletics, our student athletes, and our fans and students in a wide variety of disciplines across the campus. So thank you very much, and let me hand it back to Fred.
Thank you, President McRobbie. Will Chukerman earned his Indiana University degree this past May in sports communication after serving as a student broadcaster in the groundbreaking Big Ten Network Student U program. This past fall, IU was selected to be the first Big Ten school ever to use an all-student crew to televise a game live on national television. Will was selected as a play-by-play broadcaster for that broadcast due to his incredible talent and dedication. Of course, he did a great job, and he represents the kind of student who will benefit from the new Cuban Center. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Chukerman.
Throughout my 4 years, as Fred Glass just alluded to, I've had the opportunity to call many marquee games here on campus, including the Big Ten Network Student U game that was shown live on Big Ten Network. I was also fortunate enough to call number 1 Michigan versus number 3 Indiana when College Game Day was in town a couple of years ago, and in that same year selected to travel to Washington, D.C., courtesy of our student radio station 991 WIUX, to call Indiana and Syracuse, courtesy again of the station and the university. In the past 2 years, I've spent being the voice of the Indiana women's softball team, where I call both their games at home and on the road by myself for IUHoosiers.com, and I'm eternally grateful, I should say, to the people in the athletic department to give me that opportunity. It's safe to say that thanks to the tremendous people who work at this school and the many programs that this university has, I and many others have been afforded luxuries and opportunities that few students at schools across the country could even dream of. More than ever, students at the school can hone their craft through many different avenues, improving their skills, receiving real-world experience both on the air and behind the scenes. Learning about the different programs before I enrolled at IU was a major sell for someone like myself who was interested in getting into sports media right away. There is no doubt in my mind that Mr. Cuban's gift in the opening of this state-of-the-art technology center will take Indiana's sports media department into the next stratosphere and give students even more opportunities to succeed in the future. I was amazed just reading about some of the features to be included, and I know my diploma is set to come in the mail soon, but I've got to find some loophole in this to get some sort of college eligibility left so that I can use this state-of-the-art facility as well. The ORAD studios will give the coaches' shows a far more professional feel, like President McRobbie alluded to a little bit earlier. Speaking from experience after filming many Indiana softball coaches' shows in an office with what amounted to a low-tech handheld camera. Now, these shows will be supported by a crew that can help with sound quality and video editing, advancing students who want to work behind the scenes and giving them experience that they couldn't have gained before. Additionally, the enhancements to the Student U program will continue to make it the best in the conference by affording the broadcasters and those working behind the scenes new dynamics to their broadcast. The Cuban Center will offer students a world of convenience that they've never had before. Everything that has been spread amongst campus throughout the many years is now in one central location. When students want to record a podcast, film a coach's show, create highlight packages, or make a recruiting video, that is now in one spot. This centralization will enable students to work together more easily and get the best possible products completed. In closing, I want to say how exciting it is to have Mr. Cuban associated with this project, to have the name of one of the most distinguished alums this school has attached to this center will be incredibly beneficial. I have little doubt that as the years pass, you'll see many Indiana students becoming high-profile professionals in the industry, and they'll credit their start at the Cuban Center as a huge reason why.
Great job, Will. It's already like a pro. Did you see how you got the station identification in there? That was well done. Yeah, that's good. Originally from Pittsburgh, PA, Mark Cuban earned a BS in Management Administration from the Kelly School of Business in 1981, which was a great year for a number of reasons. Building on Motley's Pub, Micro Solutions, Broadcast.com, the Dallas Mavericks, Access TV, and Shark Tank, to name just a few of his endeavors, Mark's name is synonymous with innovation, technology, media, and sports. I cannot imagine a person better suited to be the namesake for and the godfather of our Center for Sports Media and Technology. Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, Mark Cuban.
Thank you, President McRobbie, Fred, Will, great job. We don't need a broadcaster right now, but send me your resume. First off, let me say, whatever I give to IU, it'll only be a fraction of what Indiana University gave to me. There aren't enough words, enough thank yous for all I learned here about life, about myself, and in my education. So thank you to everybody who's ever stepped foot on this campus, because you've been special to me. You know, one of the reasons Fred and Anthony Thompson, who's a buddy of mine, like to come and visit, and you know, I'm sharp every now and then. I figure out why they come to visit, and so every time they're coming, I'm like, what can I do that's different? What can I do? What can I do? I've always, people have said, why don't you build this? Why don't you put your name on that? Why don't you build a building? And I've always thought, buildings are when you're dying and you want people to remember you. I think I got a long way to go, despite having graduated in 2001, not 1980. But when I sat down this last time with them, I was also going through some scenarios with the Mavericks where I was trying to figure out ways to give the Mavericks a competitive advantage. What could we do in terms of analytics to make us smarter in how we recruited players and put together a team? What could we do in terms of coaching that gave us better tools, and player development that gave us better tools to give us a competitive advantage? What could we do in terms of presentation to our fans so that when you come to a Dallas Mavericks game, you felt like you were getting a full level of entertainment that you couldn't get anywhere else? What could we do in terms of television and presentation online to allow us to present the Dallas Mavericks in ways that nobody else does? I mean, I'm a geek at heart, and I like to try to do things that other people haven't thought of or hadn't put together yet. And so we were going through that process with 3D, with virtual reality, with other analytics, you name it, medical technology. And so when Fred and Anthony came to visit, I kind of was smart and said, well, I should just do this for the Mavs. Let's sit down and think of a program where we can take all these things that I think are amazing for our professional team and try to use it to give IU a competitive advantage as well. And so with that, we put together the center. I hate that my name's on it. They kind of insisted. But, because I think in doing this, people are going to come to IU, they're going to go to Assembly Hall, they're going to see what we're doing in terms of presentations on television, presentations to recruits and athletes, using it for analytics to get a competitive advantage, so the coaches are going to be able to say, look, here's what we know that other teams don't know. When we pull all those things together, I think selfishly it'll be great for IU, but even more selfishly, I think it's going to create a stream of graduates that are going to have a skill set that isn't seen anywhere else. The world's changing. My dad likes to say you don't live in the world you were born into. And actually, it's even gotten faster. You don't live in the world that you graduated into. You know, by the time you start as a freshman, then get to your senior year, the technology is all different. By the time you graduate, you know, you're a free agent, going to your first job, then your second job. All the things have changed, and you need a foundation that's built on technology for most jobs these days. And so hopefully with the center and these new technologies, this will just be a start, but I think it'll be an amazing start. We're integrating, you know, virtual reality, artificial reality, things that aren't even commercially available yet. But as kids learn today, when they do become commercially available for everybody else, they'll be way ahead of the curve. I'll be hiring them. There'll be other big companies, small companies, entrepreneurs that will be hiring them. They'll be hiring themselves and starting their own businesses. So I'm here with great pride. I'm here with great fondness for IU. I'm here with great thanks for everybody who's come out tonight. And I can't wait to see what we're able to do. Thank you.
Not only for the gift, but for your expertise, generosity, and counsel. It's incredibly appreciated. Please indulge me for a few other thank yous to people who have helped make today a virtual reality. And who will be instrumental in helping to ensure that the Cuban Center reaches its full amazing potential. From the media school, Dean James Shanahan, Galen Claw-Yao, Jay Kincaid, Walter Gantz, Joe Throckmorton, and Robbie Benson. From the Advanced Video Laboratory, Chauncey Friend, Bill Sherman, Michael Bowles, and Chris Eller. From the School of Informatics, Dean Bobby Schnabel, Thomas Bewley, and Bernie Fisher. From IU Radio TV Services, Executive Director Perry Metz, Eric Garabrandt, and Rob Anderson. From the Big Ten Network, President Mark Silverman and Mark Halsey, who's with us today. From ORAD High Tech Systems, Scott Rogers. From Mark Cuban's office, Don Knox. Appreciated her help. And from the Department of Athletics, Anthony Thompson, Jeremy Gray, Kelly Bamba, Patrick Duhane, Dan Fitzsimmons, Brian Hulley, Cindy Grubb, Shauna Daniels, Andrew Rosner, and Nathaniel Tavares. Obviously, there's a lot going on here today in conjunction with our announcement. We're in the middle of a hackathon competition, or actually getting ready to start a hackathon competition where the task is the best high school player in America is interested in IU. He cannot make his official visit due to weather. Bring IU to him. I can't wait to see the projects that come out of that. Hopefully we'll use some of those. We're also surrounded by video demonstrations of the 3D multi-camera and ORAD virtual studio technologies and have several setups of the Oculus Rift virtual reality technology. We invite members of the media and everyone else who hasn't had a chance to do so yet in the audience to take a virtual reality campus facility tour, which have been created by our video staff to display the virtual reality technology. You won't be sorry that you did that. So this concludes our formal program, but please stay to engage in these examples of the technology coming to Indiana University athletics, thanks to Mark's gift. And at this time, any of us up here would be happy to take any questions that might be from the media. We'll go ahead and do that now, and then we'll adjourn for fellowship and technology engagement. Any questions for anybody? Oh, Zach?
I guess in talking about particularly timeline with Assembly Hall, I guess how will this move at pace with that in terms of getting that renovation done and getting this installed there?
Yeah, one of the real exciting things, one of the things Mark emphasized was let's don't goof around and try to get it all done in a bow and have everything and hold things up before other things can come on. So the 3D replay and broadcast technology will be in the upcoming basketball season and hopefully the following football season. If we can get for the upcoming football season, we will, but I'd rather under-promise and over-deliver there. The center, if you will open along with with Assembly Hall when it comes online. But I really want to emphasize, and hopefully it's implicit for most of the remarks, that this is really about programming, training, and technology. The physical assets, if you will, the build-out will be comparatively modest. Modest but cool. It will be a window in the back, one of the concourses on the main entry level of Assembly Hall. So it'll be kind of a window on the world. You can look in there and see kids working on projects and highlight and bring some attention to the center and the good work going on in there.
About how many students would you anticipate on an annual basis are involved in this program?
Where's Jeremy Gray?
We're at about 150 a year now, and that I would imagine that it'll exponentially increase.
Thank you.
Pete, did you have?
Zach,
Got it.
was that yes?
Ask the plan.
I just hope that, Mark, as you know, we're going to be building a sports science center too. And obviously this technology has great facility in the medical area. So since you're brighter than most people in this room, I hope you use your forward thinking to work with us also in this area as how we can incorporate this type of technology in our sports science center.
Any other questions? Thanks so much. It's always a great day to be a Hoosier, but this is an especially great day to be the Hoosier. Thanks for being here, and go IU.